This past week, GOP presidential candidate Mitt Romney kicked off his big foreign policy tour. But instead of us getting, hey, I can be commander-in-chief too, we ended up getting something that looked more like the political version of Chevy Chase in National Lampoon's Vacation. His first stop took him to Britain, where Romney just couldn't wait to insert his foot in his mouth. He began his world tour by questioning the readiness of the City of London to handle the Olympic Games. He even forgot the mayor's name while he was insulting them. Insulting the British right before they start the Olympics? Probably not the best idea. Next, he was off to Israel to do some fundraising, and of course, to score the coveted Wailing Wall photo op seen here. Now, while speaking to a small group of Israeli donors, Mitt Romney had some very kind words for the success of Israel's healthcare system. That would be the state-run healthcare system that mandates every Israeli belong to one of 4 insurance exchanges, each one funded by the Israeli government via a progressive tax that every Israeli citizen is obligated to pay based on their earnings. In other words, Obamacare on steroids. Of course, he'll continue attacking the same system when he gets back to our country this week. Now, the very next day, Romney hosted a big breakfast fundraiser and sat right next to this guy, Sheldon Adelson. Sheldon is the Vegas casino mogul who owns the Venetian and the Sands casinos. He's also the same guy who pledged to spend $100 million of his own money to influence this year's presidential campaign. Did I mention that he's also currently under investigation by the Department of Justice for violating the Corrupt Foreign Practices Act? Yep, under federal investigation, but sitting right next to the possible future president of the United States. But as the Supreme Court says, money equals speech, right? Anyway, the kicker isn't that Romney enjoyed his bacon and eggs with a billionaire federal suspect. It's that during this breakfast, Romney had the nerve to suggest that the Israeli economy is better than the Palestinian economy because of the power of Israel's culture in the hand of providence. He stated, and I quote, "Culture makes all the difference. As I come here and look out over this city and consider the accomplishments of the people of this nation, I recognize the power of at least culture and a few other things." One has to wonder what he meant by a few other things. Now, I guess Romney doesn't give credit to Palestine for being in the cradle of civilization, home to some of the world's oldest cities. Never mind that the people of Palestine provided humanity with significant contributions in the areas of physics, chemistry, mathematics, and astronomy. Instead, he chooses to see Israel as the miracle, the 64-year-old country that was built on the ruins and ashes of the indigenous Palestinian people. Never mind that the Palestinian economy cannot reach its potential because there's an Israeli military occupation in place. Never mind that the Palestinians live under deep trade restrictions put in place by the very same people Mitt Romney was praising. And never mind that there's that whole blockade of people and goods things going on the Gaza Strip. Suffice it to say, the military occupation is killing the Palestinian economy, Mr. Romney, not the culture. Mitt Romney has proven time and time again that he is completely disconnected from the average American. If he can overlook all the issues the Palestinians deal with in their economy, what makes you think he won't overlook the issues affecting your pocketbook? He told you plainly that in his eyes, it's all about culture. You can't afford to pay your bills? Stop listening to Beyonce and pick up some Donny Osmond. Listen up, folks. This guy is a clown, and clowns belong in the circus, not the White House.